All right, so let's just get right into it. And just disclaimer, I'm reading through all this just to make it easier for me to be able to explain it in the future. This will all be in documentation. It will be well designed. There will be really good visuals to go with everything, and it'll be much clearer, and there will be context, and there will be a lot more explained. But for right now, if you're an early adopter and if you kind of just want to work your way through this and tweak it however you want, go ahead and let's just keep piling through this. So like in the bottom right quadrant, this is going to call this the 0 quadrant, we have groove 9 verse 0 chord. The first chunk of data within this section is OS3PI yoga. Now, why did we even call it groove 9 verse 0 chord? It's just like a music reference. OS3 is our story open source operating system, and PI is programming interface. Now, there's a few different things that we're going to be putting underneath this OS3 PI. There's the frequency, which is just the energy center number 9. As you can see in the top left, it's 0.9.0, overview, own data, groove 9, my journal. It's all like a 9 energy. So this is going to be associated with chakras. Again, all a lot of information. Just bear with me here. After coming up with the frequency of energy center 9 and then also defining the operating system as OS3, you come up with a license. So what license are you going to use for your open source operating system? By default, we're using GNU GPL version 3. Now, underneath that is where you define the main character of the overall story here. So the overall business ecosystem that we're working within is our story, everything is music. And every main character needs a main driver, a desire, and a need. So for all the different aspects within our story, everything is music. The main driver, the main need is creative freedom. After having this set, that's kind of like the setting of the story, we're going to set things up in 3 different buckets. So you have the overall, all-encompassing, our story, everything is music. You can name yours whatever you want. It doesn't have to be named our story. Name it whatever you want. But in these next 3 sections, 144.5 PI Mama, this is like the feminine aspect. This is where you get a little bit clear on what the designers are going to be like within your ecosystem. For Hue 3, within our story, we're looking for indigenous designers. We want the next, like whatever we're working towards, we want indigenous designers to be the one that are setting the tone on the stories we tell. For 369, my PI, this next section, the type of person that we're looking for here is these are design engineers, and specifically we want solar punk design engineers. If you've got a second, definitely look into solar punk. It's really cool. It's an alternative to the dystopian future that a lot of people are sold today, of just like it's all metal and concrete and everything just seems wet and dark. Like with solar punk, there's actually light around, there's plants everywhere, and people just seem happier and healthier, just living more in accordance with nature. And finally, with 432 RPI, the type of person that we're looking for associated with this are engineers. So first it was designers, then it's design engineers to bridge the gap, and then engineers. And specifically, we're looking for biomimicry engineers. Biomimicry is a really interesting form of exploration. You know, it's design and engineering principles that draw inspiration from natural systems. Now, in the next video, we're going to get into the actual natural systems that we're learning from. But for right now, just know that that's the underlying aspect of everything that we do with Hue 3 is related to biomimicry. Now here I just want to just sketch a simple drawing of what this blob or this business ecosystem looks like. It's just a little happy little circle guy. And yeah, so that's what we got. See you in the next video.